Buster Rhymes, and I retired in Valdosta, Georgia in 1991. And I have discovered that to live in Valdosta and Lowndes County, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is to live inside of a bubble. Living inside of a bubble. I encourage you, don't take my word for it. Go on the internet or go to my YouTube channel and look up a Chorus of Fear video put together by common everyday citizens, the NAACP, SCLC, and concerned citizens from Valdosta State University. Some were professors, some were just ordinary students. They wanted to show what it's like to live in Valdosta, Georgia. Please Google our Chorus of Fear video. It's on the internet. It is public. You can download it. It reveals everything that you would want to know. It takes you into the secrets that some do not want you to know. It is obvious that we do not have an objective news media outlet. There is no questions about it. We talk about it on the street. We talk about it at VSU among the professors. We talk about it in the jail. We talk about it everywhere, so it's no secret. We discuss it in the church. There is no media to cover the concerns of the Black African American community and the poor white community, the Latino community, and those outside of the clique and among the slicks. It's just that simple. We do not have an open, free press here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, in fact, throughout South Georgia. This has been documented, and you can call me. You can write me, bostongBR@gmail.com. That's bostongBR@gmail.com. And I will not talk. I will just return you an email with documented proof already posted on KVCI. That's kvci.blogspot.com to show you the truth. And as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. Now back on point. If one look at city, county, and local, state, and federal government offices here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, look at the number of blacks that are employed. Look at the number of blacks that are in positions of power. Just take a look. Don't take my word for it. Take a walk through the annex at city government. Walk in and through City Hall, wherever you go in the city. Go to Miller Hardware. Just walk through Miller Hardware. Walk through the mall. Walk through restaurants. Look at the restaurants and see how many black waitresses you see. Just do it. Don't take my word for it. Please don't. Go downtown and look at the number of black businesses in town, downtown area. See how many black property owners we have downtown. Go to Troop Street, that's South Troop Street, and look at people that are living that don't even have driveways. Look at it. Just don't take my word for it. Then walk through the Black African American community and ask them to tell you about the jail and the probation offices and how blacks are treated by law enforcement officers. Just ask them. Don't take my word for it. You see, and you see, there was a time when something happened, you could call your local newspaper, you could call your local television station, and they would report it. But ask the people as you walk the street, ask them why they don't go to these sources today. I can tell you why, but I want them to tell you. It's because when they go to the news media, I am told that the people who they are fighting against are trying to highlight the problem. They are informed. And so their story never gets told. Yeah. You know, sooner or later, living in this bubble will be a thing of the past. Oh, you may not believe it, but it is happening. It is happening. This bubble is keep bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and bubbling. But guess what happened a few weeks ago? We had James Wright on Valdosta City Council. He's a black African American, along with Councilman Payton and Councilman Vickers. Councilwoman Wright is over a predominantly black district. And from what I hear in the community, that was a grave, real grave mistake. That's what I hear. I do not live on the South Side. But I am connected with the people because the people come to me for whatever reason. And they are really dissatisfied with Deidre White on the council, misrepresenting them in that district. And all you have to do is walk down Troop Street or any part of that street. Evelyn Smith will really tell you the real deal. And I'm not here to criticize. But inside of this bubble, the only thing that's going to help is truth. Truth will help this bubble that we all are living in, and we are living in the now, many of us. But today I want you to listen to James Wright as he spoke at a council meeting here in Valdosta, Georgia. And he spoke because he seemed like he just can't take it no more. You know, Councilman Willie Head was on council. There were 4 black people that could have made some real changes on the South Side. But they sat there and they sat there while they had the votes. They had the votes to do what was right, to mend this city. And give hope. And give hope. And give hope to a people that have been locked out for such a long, long time. John Robertson and myself have patiently, and I do mean patiently, in good faith sat down with every elected and county official at the top level, and we find little to no honesty when it comes to actually making a difference outside the traditional rhetoric and game playing that we have seen for too long. But I remain 100% sure, because I trust in the God of the universe, that changes are coming to Valdosta, and this bubble real soon will be a thing of the past. Because you see, when you see black and white right people come together, and that's what's happening now. Whites are giving us information that we would never have known before, of the inside click of what's happening. No. This is not a game. There is no way that John Robertson and myself, and now one other person I'm not going to mention right now, are beginning to hear the real story that perhaps have been going on for a long, long time now. Yeah. And it just may take outsiders from the federal government to come in and to do something. Now, Brother Rhymes, why are you saying this? I'm saying it because it is a fact of reality. It is a fact of reality. We cannot continue to have inmates taken away from the camera area where there is no camera to that certain location and roughed up. Roughed up. Roughed up. Now, Brother Rhymes, how do you know? People are talking now. There are people that are going to Greenleaf because they just can't take what's going on in that jail no more. They're going to drink Greenleaf for help. Some people are going to motels to get away from so they can get some relief. So I'm here to tell you, the bubble will soon be a thing of the past. I know it's been there for a long time. But just listen. Just listen. Just listen.
She reminded me like the woman in the Bible that had an issue of blood. 12 long years.
We have been in trouble for more than 12 years. But soon the bubble will burst. Somebody just passing by. Truth gonna pass by Valdosta. Just gonna pass by the bubble, and the bubble is gonna disintegrate, and everybody gonna see what's inside of this bubble. Oh, the bubble, the bubble, the bubble, the bubble. Let's hold on a minute. And let's get back. Let's listen to James Wright. Let's see what James Wright gonna say about Valdosta, since this seemed to be the perfect little town. This is Valdosta, Georgia. No, I gotta stop right here. I'm sorry. Look, to everybody in the United States of America, look at Valdosta city government. County government is the same way. Look at this agenda. This is the agenda that the people in Valdosta have to live under. These are the last few items on the agenda. And we had black councilmen to go along with look, we got black councilmen in a majority black population, put citizen to be heard as the last item. Do y'all hear that? This is Valdosta, Georgia, a metro city in the heartbeat of the Bible Belt, the last major city before you get out of the state of Florida. Look at that. Citizen to be heard, the last item on the agenda. Thanks to James Wright, Councilman Yotes, Councilman White, Councilman Payton, Councilman Norton, Councilman Carroll, and Councilman Vickers, and the former Mayor John Freddy. This is what they've done to the citizens. And we've had professors from VSU to talk about it, but it did no good. It seemed like the old Valdosta 1860 charter to suppress and abate all nuisances arriving from hogs, dogs, cats, and it was a disgraceful charter. Now let me quote it correctly. I'm gonna quote it here. This charter was displayed in City Hall, and I happened to see it, and I requested that it be removed. The mayor, John Freddy, and some more white councilmen fought it every step of the way. But it was reluctantly removed by a vote along party lines. Well, no, it wasn't party, it really was a racial lines. Yes, down racial lines. There was a few, but anyway, let's leave that. But here's what the charter said. Section 11, Section 100, Section 11, I think it said something like this. The mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control and suppression of slaves and free persons of color in Valdosta, and to suppress and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, or other animals straying at large in Valdosta. That is what certain elected officials wanted to stay hanging over our city government. What a disgrace. That says everything. Apparently, they do not want to hear from the voters. Now, that was applicable to blacks back in the day, but I think they have now taken the charter down, but that mentality still presides. And if you come to a Valdosta city meeting and just watch our elected officials, yes, they look like statesmen and state women, yeah, but just watch how they govern your city. And as long as they have this agenda set up the way it is, look at it, it is disgraceful. Ain't no doubt about it. It is a disgraceful agenda set up. At least they, just to give the appearance that they wanted to hear from the citizen, council comments should come after citizen to be heard. Because somebody may want to respond to something that the citizen say, but they don't want to hear from you. I'm sorry, let's go on. We want to get to James Wright and what he had to say when he spoke about the money and the direction of how it flows in the city, but it flows away from the south side, the black African American community. Watch. Listen please.
It looks like Jesus sitting at the driver's seat. I'm on the right road now, serving the Lord.
That's James Wright making his statement right here. This is your councilman in action right here. He spoke, and he made us feel real proud as he spoke. He made us feel really proud. Look how they all are looking. Now look, James Wright is speaking, but I'm sure that Councilman Payton knows what James Wright is talking about. From the facial expression, Councilman Yokes knows what he's talking about. Deidre White, look how she's looking at. She knows he's talking about something that is correct, exact, and on point. All you have to do is look at the video. Look at Larry Hanson. He looked like he knows that what's going on. Notice the attorney. Even the attorney is noticing. He's saying something of value. I wished I knew what he was saying, don't you? Don't you wish that you could listen to this black elected official here in Valdosta, Georgia, that we voted into office, used to be a member of the NAACP to the degree that he was on the committee of the Veterans Affairs Committee. He was on the investigative team. He was had a strong voice on Section 3 and Title 6. He talked about the funds that were going away from the community for which the federal government designed it. This is what he did. But guess what? After he got on council, I believe he tried, in my most humble opinion, he probably wanted to continue speaking, but he said, no, I'm going to work within channels. I'm going to follow the direction that they have, so I'm just going to sit back and wait. I believe that's what he did. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. I know that on this day that we are talking about here, that our beloved council member, James Wright, let me see if I can get this done. We want to listen to James Wright, because James Wright perhaps said what needed to be said a long, long time ago, but was not. Look at the faces. Look. That's Payton. Now, Payton is a black council member. I'm sure he understands. Councilman Norton. Notice Councilman Norton. He's listening attentively. He's listening. James Wright got their ears. That's Mr. Carroll. Councilman Carroll there. He got his attention too. What is James Wright saying? I want to know what he's saying. And of course, he's been on council far longer than James Wright. So I know Sonny Vickers understands. Look how you notice how he dropped his head. I'm sure that he knows what's going on. Perhaps, just perhaps, Sonny Vickers talk about that when he's not on council. But when he's on the council, I would like to know. I really would like to know what James Council was saying, wouldn't you? I would like to know why Councilman Payton didn't say nothing about what he's talking about. The mayor listened attentively. And, well, the next clip, gonna be James Wright. I want you to listen to James Wright, because he has a story to tell, and we're gonna say to you, is it live or is it Memorex? Or is it just the bubble being revealed to the world? Bye-bye, we're gone. James Wright, next clip.